Hello, everyone. I'm visiting with Ashby Plaine, who is a new teacher here on the faculty of Weatherford High School. She's actually teaching drama. And Ashby, what else are you teaching?
So I have a couple of advanced theater classes.
Okay.
And I'm teaching speech, and I'll also be the speech coach, and which includes drama,
Okay.
one-act competition, and monologues and stuff like that.
Very good.
And I also have some leadership classes.
Mhm.
I'm excited about that.
Uh-huh.
And it's my understanding it's for the 9th through 12th grade, so those classes will be mixed.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I'll be directing the shows as soon as
You
they'll let me on stage.
As soon as you can. Yeah. Yeah, but in the meantime, you have a lot of practice time.
Yes.
Until shows start.
Come spring, we should have a perfected show.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. And speaking of, I love your room. How inspiring to have all of the posters here and
Yeah.
different shows and plays and musicals and the masks. Tell me about the masks.
The masks I have collected over different shows.
Mhm.
We used most of them in a show by Stephen Dorff called The Magic Hour. And
Okay.
it has the monsters that, we all have these monsters that come out at night, figuratively and
Okay.
sometimes imaginatively and
Uh-huh.
often literally.
Yes.
In the play anyways.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay. I was thinking, yeah, I remember some of that happening to me.
Right?
Nightmares, dreams, those kind of things.
Yeah, the play was all about your anxieties, and especially in the middle of the night, sometimes all of those things come crashing down. Anyway, so that's sort of where these masks have last been.
Okay.
But masks are always fun. It's they're more fun than the masks we're required to
Gotcha.
wear now. But
Gotcha.
and many of these movies and plays are my favorites. Cats was the first show I saw on Broadway.
Uh-huh.
And probably my all-time favorite movie is The Black Stallion.
Yes.
And then I was in this movie, so I sort of a
Oh,
keepsake.
nice.
And yeah, a whole bunch of stuff.
Awesome.
This was my Hello Dolly was my first high school theater
Uh-huh.
production. So I was a freshman when I did that.
To me, too, Hello Dolly, I actually got to see Carol Channing perform in Hello Dolly, and it was like a highlight, probably because my parents, loved that
Yeah.
show, and it was definitely their era, and they played the music forever, and then to actually get to see her perform in that's
How
something.
cool.
Yeah, it was great.
I would have loved to have seen that.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
So I want to know also, and I think everybody wants to know, tell me about your background. I mean, where are you from? Where have you been? How'd you get here?
Well, I was just telling TJ, I was born in Virginia,
Okay.
and my family's military, so we moved around a lot. After high school, I deferred my first year of college, and I went to Quito, Ecuador, and took a gap year, and I lived there for a year with a family, an Ecuadorian family, and
Okay.
they taught me the language, and then I came back and I went to the University of Texas in Austin.
Okay.
And my third year at UT, I went to Seville, Spain.
Okay, so I wanted to hear more about California.
So after college, I went out to Los Angeles and continued my theater career. While, of course, there's more theater in New York than Los Angeles, they still have a very solid theater program out there. So I eventually got into film and television, and started to gravitate towards directing and the production side of film. I did some music videos, stuff like that, and a couple of television shows, and so fast forward. Let me fast forward and back up just a little bit. I met my husband in 2006. We were cast opposite each other in a play.
And tell me his name.
Sean Pritchett.
Sean. Okay.
Yeah. And our son was born in 2014. And we decided pretty quickly that we didn't want to raise him where we were living in the city. And we have family in Oklahoma.
Okay.
So we moved here, and here I am.
Yeah. So where does your family live in Oklahoma? What towns or?
So my mom has a house in Mangum and also in Mountain View, just so
Okay.
she can be
Yeah.
closer.
So very close to here.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, I feel pretty lucky that we attracted you to Weatherford with all this background and expertise. I know you, we first met when you were working on Yes, Virginia, There is a Santa Claus at the Southwest Playhouse. And that was a fun project.
It was a lot of fun. Of course, the show turned out completely bigger and better because of your contribution.
Now you're being kind.
No,
with
but
it.
you brought all the authentic props and that spirit of the newspaper to the show, and it definitely would have been a different show without you.
That's nice. Well, if people haven't seen the show or didn't catch the production, you actually recreated a newspaper newsroom with the authentic desks and type trays and all those things that recreated that. And it did give it a good mood, I thought.
We tried to make it like there was a lot of action going on, even though in some of the scenes there were only 3 people. But we tried to keep everybody moving as much as we could, and that sort of feeling.
Right.
Is it bustling at the Weatherford Daily News?
Yes, we can ask TJ behind the camera here. It's all the time.
Yeah.
Bells ringing, the press is running,
Yeah.
people calling. It's central station there, it feels like.
Yeah.
So, what about, also I'm excited about you and this facility. I mean, I've always felt like this facility was such a wonderful thing, and I remember the newspapers very supportive of this facility being here. And so now, to have you being located here with your classroom here, your instruction, and to have this incredible stage and venue, there's a lot that can be done.
Yeah, I have really high hopes for what can be done here. Not just because it's a beautiful space. I would love for it to. I would love to gift the community some really beautiful shows, and that starts with the high school, and as soon as they'll let us on, I think it's looking like spring when we'll actually get to put something up that the community could come see, or be a part of, like we discussed.
Yeah.
And then we'll have to give them a shot maybe on this clip of the theater, because it's so spectacular, and the design of it lends itself to I want to say easier storytelling, just the proscenium being so far below all the seating. I don't think there's a bad seat in the house, and I don't know, when I step out there, I feel so inspired, and there's nothing better than a blank stage to get on, and then you just start to paint the picture and make our masterpiece. So.
Yeah, absolutely. So it seems like it would be pretty incredible for a public school system in a town the size of Weatherford to have a facility like this.
I'm to be honest, I'm surprised. I mean, I had driven by it, of course I hadn't been in it, and I think January of this year was the first time I saw it, and it's very, very impressive, not only in how beautiful it is, but technically it's impressive. I think that the stage could house so many different types of productions, and I don't see why we also couldn't bring in shows from traveling shows, or just shows from outside, and I would love to attract some more talent also to come in and to mix with the community's talent, and have more shows even outside of the high school shows, and bring in music and more theater and speakers, and I mean we've talked about this. There's so many things that particular space could house.
Well, I think too, when they were building it, that was a big part of the discussion. The school board was amazing in their forethought in putting this facility together, and so much so that they talked about the fact that the overhead doors could even bring an elephant onto the stage. If you did a Christmas play and needed camels, I mean, it's
or a spaceship.
A spaceship would be great too. I like that idea.
Yeah.
So it has a catering kitchen. It has a huge dressing rooms with the lighted mirrors. It has a concert grand Steinway piano that is incredible. And I think at the time that that was brought in here, there was only 2 or 3 school systems in the state that actually have a concert grand D Steinway
sure.
piano. So
I'm sure.
that's incredible. And it has its own room, which is kind of cool too. It has its own special room.
Humidifier and everything.
Yeah, all
Yeah.
those things come to. So I feel like they gave a lot of attention to every detail.
Yeah, I mean, even just the piano, you could design an event around the piano, you know, and it would be something that it's all about bringing the community together and giving them more things to come out and enjoy.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, it was a funny story. I don't know if I've told you before, but I went to high school here, middle school, high school in Weatherford, graduated from here. And so I came to tour this facility and thought, this is incredible. And it was 50% done. I said, oh my gosh, what piano are you putting on this incredible stage? And they said, well, you know, the one that's been at the high school. I said, well, speaking of, you know, Hello Dolly and so many shows, I said, is that the one that we danced on top of during Guys and Dolls? And with Kevin Fisher and some of these people from the community? And they said, yeah, that's the. I said, you can't put that piano on this stage. So then the community came forward and with a fundraiser and made it happen.
Wow.
Much like they always do. So it's pretty exciting.
It's spectacular
Yeah.
that they did it. Yeah, it's just sitting in there. Sometimes I'll go in there and just look at it.
Yeah, yeah, it's like a work of art.
Yeah, it really is. Pretty.
So it is nice. Well, we're so excited about this, and there's so much that we can look forward to from this facility, from you, from the production. But how fortunate again to have this facility and then your background and expertise. So
I feel really excited to be here. I feel like it's the perfect place for me right now. And you know, some of these shows too, as we get going and we get back in the groove of things, you know, I would love for even to you know, cast some of the community in some of these shows, and I think it would be a really nice thing to share.
Yeah,
with everybody.
perfect. Perfect. Well, thank you very much. You know, as a side note, we should tell TJ that Ashby has actually helped us, given us some tips on positioning and how to do filming and that kind of thing. And for those who are keeping track, we have socially distanced. And even though the camera looks like we're a little closer than we are, we've set that 6 feet here and set ourselves up to be very cautious as we are in a classroom.
Right. We were talking about this is the 2-shot, 2 people, and normally we would be much closer together because it looks visually on film. It just looks better. It looks more intimate.
Yeah.
But so we're a little far apart. So.
Yeah. So we're behaving ourselves in that capacity of keeping everybody safe and healthy.
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to a school year that's wonderful. Classes start Thursday, and I know you're excited to see who's coming your way in terms of students. So thank you again for your time. I've enjoyed it, and let us know how we can help you.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Sure.
It's good to see you.
Good to see you too.